reconciliation. So one of the great features, one of my favorite features of Dynamics and of Garage Hive is the payment reconciliation journals. What it allows you to do is import bank statements and not only reconcile existing transactions that you've recorded, but then record the transactions that you've actually missed. You'll have to bear with me because I've just made a load of bogus invoices and transactions, so something might go wrong, but let's just see what we have. So I'm logged in as the Accountants Role Center. You can do this from a Service Advisor Role Center. It's just a bit easier to do it from the Accountancy Role Center. To achieve that, you simply select the cog in the top right-hand corner, go to My Settings, Role Center, and select Accountant. And then the screen will refresh. So from here, you can access the payment reconciliation journals from this tile here. Or as usual, if you just type in Pay Rec Jour, you go in here, Payment Reconciliation Journals. So we'll just open this one up. I've already made a journal. Essentially what you'd do from this point here is select Process. As always, I recommend that you pin the taskbar and then you simply select New Journal and then you select the bank account that you want to make the journal for. Now, it's really important to know that you can create multiple journals at the same time. I personally recommend that you do this daily. I appreciate that might not be possible. I certainly wouldn't leave it any more than weekly. The bigger the journal, the harder it is to tackle and get done. So let's say you imported the bank statement on Monday and there were some transactions missing, you were waiting for some invoices so you couldn't complete it, and then Tuesday comes around, then you can actually import Tuesday as well. You don't have to wait until you've finished the Monday's rec before you can import Tuesday's rec. So it's just something to consider, that you can have multiple payment reconciliation journals running at the same time, and it's actually really common that you will be. So if we open this journal up, this would be blank when you create a new journal. So this would be empty, there won't be anything here. You would then go to Process. Again, I'm just going to pin this. You go to Process, and then you would simply import your bank transaction. So we've got NatWest HSBC. There'll be one of these up here. You download the CSV from your bank account, and you just select which one it is, and then upload the CSV exactly as it came out of the bank. We actually have an electronic import as well, which is done by Yodlee. The problem is at the minute we don't have much control over it. It's Microsoft and Yodlee, and it's not the most reliable. So currently we recommend that you use the importing of CSVs. What you can actually do if you don't want to import a CSV is you can manually write your own. So if you've got your bank statement next to you and you don't want to import a CSV, or indeed your bank doesn't have CSV export, then you just write your own. You simply select the date, write the text, write the amount. And the amount has got to be a positive or a negative, as in a debit or a credit. So if it's money leaving the bank, it's a negative. If it's money coming in, then it's a positive. So once this has been imported for the first time, the first couple of imports you do, there's quite a bit more work to do than all the existing ones. The system essentially learns what each transaction and description means as time goes on, and it's quite common that you can import a bank statement and the system will automatically reconcile, say 90%, without you actually having to do anything. So if we want to, we're going to try and get the system to figure out what these transactions are now. To achieve this, we select Process and we select Apply Automatically. And it's actually figured out what 3 of the 10 lines are. So if we press OK, we can see that it's established that this payment coming in here, it's highly confident. It's found the amount and it's actually assigned it to an invoice. So you've got the customer name and the invoice number. So when you've got 4 rankings of confidence. You've got high, medium, and low, and then you've got something called high map text to account, and we'll go over that shortly. If it's highly confident, it means that the date, the description, and the amount look correct. If it's medium confidence, then 2 of the 3, and if it's low confidence, then it's 1 of the 3. From my experience, high is 99% of the time it's correct. Medium is about 70-80% of the time it's correct. Low is very rarely correct, or low needs some assistance. So we can see here we've got 2 highs and 1 low. Again, I want you to get used to working with columns and really deciding the features that you want and you use and don't use within Dynamics. One of the columns that I like on Payment Reconciliation Journal that's not enabled by default is this one at the end called Match Details. So if I right click on a column header, click Choose Columns, and just tick Match Details, and I'll show you why I like Match Details. If you tick it, remember you've got to select the line and then tick and press OK. What this allows you to do very easily, if I click on this line here, I can actually see what the system's done. So it's taken the £250 and it's applied it to invoice 59 for the test customer. Test customer is just because we're in a demo database, basically. If I wasn't happy with this is where I could then modify this. But we're quite happy with the way that this one's figured out essentially what it thinks it is. Again, down here we've got a refund, and we can see that a refund would naturally be applied to a credit memo, and it's found that there is a balance on Dawn's account for £66, which is the exact transaction, so it's figured it out. Again, if I select here, you can see that what the system's actually done is applied that refund to this credit memo. So what I'm actually going to do now for this exercise is I'm going to remove these, and I'm going to do it manually. So if I select the line, go to Review, Remove Application, it's taken that away. And this one, again, Review, Remove Application, it's taken it away. So if I want to do this manually, if I select the line, select Manual Application, and select Apply Manually, the system is then going to look at all the transactions in the system that I could apply this payment to. And here's all the open transactions, invoices, credits, and payments. And we can see here that this one, £250, you can still see the confidence here, look. And all I simply do is just tick this box here and close it down. Then that's applied it. And then because I know that I've done that, and I am personally happy with that, I'm going to go to Review and click on Accept Application. Now, you don't actually have to use this Accept Applications feature, but it's really useful if you were to ever leave this Payment Reconciliation Journal because you need to do something else, or you can't finish it because you're missing information. The next time you open it, you can see that you've accepted this one, so you don't really need to check it again. Whereas this one down here, although it's matched, I've not accepted it, so it's just a prompt that I've got to check that one out again. So I'm going to manually apply this one as well. So I'm going to go manual application. Now, another trick, let's say we have thousands of transactions in the system. Now, this is really easy because there are only a few in this demo database, but let's say we've got thousands of customers and thousands of potential transactions and matches, and we don't want to select apply manually, because if we select apply manually, it opens the more